Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Two Dudes podcast. I'm Rick, that's Kevin. We got another one here for you today. Man, do we have some stuff for you today? We got a variety. Uh, Starting off, I just want to tell everybody make sure that if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to relay to us, put on the air, email us at the two dudes podcast at yahoo.com. That's the number two dudes podcast at yahoo.com. And as always, when we start the show, I want to start with Kevin, see how his weekend has been. I already know how the last few days have been, player, but talk to me. How's the job situation? How's the workouts going? How's life in general?
Okay, first, I've said periodically when it's something that we like, we'll give a shout out to it.
Yeah.
So today, I'm going to do that. Today, I recommend Popcorn World. I know I've mentioned on Facebook. If you love flavored popcorn, this shit right here, my nigga, is the business. Now, it's a hustle to it. The only hustle to it is the guy shipping sucks. It
Really?
sucks out. It sucks ass.
Like it takes a long time?
Well, no, it's just his options aren't the greatest as far as dollar-wise, what it costs. So, like, say you order $30 worth of popcorn, your shipping gonna be $16 at the cheapest. Who the fuck's paying $16 for shipping? Not me. So, I'd rather spend $50 and get free shipping, and I got a whole bunch of popcorn.
Well,
And with my daughters, they killed it to where it didn't even bother.
well, tell me, for that $50 shipping, for that $50, how much do you get?
I got this is how it went for me. I got 5 bags. 4 was medium, and 1 was a large.
And they can all be
And this,
different flavors?
yeah, this is the medium bag right here to show you how long it is. Nice size bag, was filled to the brim. See where my finger is? It was filled to right there where it seals at. No issue, nothing. Only thing I'll say is you need to refrigerate it because since it's flavor based, if it's because they do it individually, they don't do it by machine. So they do it individually where they cover it, then they probably bake it, then they bag it. So I got that right there is peanut M&M. Tastes just like fucking peanut M&Ms. And I had Snickers. My daughters had white chocolate, cotton candy. I got the large bag, and they had birthday cake. And when I tell you, all of them tasted like they was said to be flavor wise, mind blown. Put it in the fridge, keep it fresh or whatever, because it comes in resealable bags. You can get it in the canister or you get a resealable bag. I did the bag because I didn't need all that popcorn canister wise, so the bags made it easier. My daughters, it came last Friday. They've ate popcorn every day since last Friday.
Man,
I'm talking
good.
every day, 2-3 times a day, to where they went to their mom's Monday. Kaylee's bag of birthday cake was almost gone. And I didn't get near one because she wasn't sharing that shit. I was talking to them yesterday, see how they was doing. I call them every day. And Giant had a bowl of cotton candy. And Kaylee was like, why don't you let me get one? Giant was like, no, go get your own. They arguing as if it ain't more in the kitchen. And I'm like, Kaylee, go get your own. Well, I want some of hers right now. I'm like, I ain't bringing this crack back in the house.
Typical siblings. It's going to happen.
Yeah. But the website is Doing the World of Flavor, and it's worth it. Because my sister, she got 8 bags coming. She spent the 50, got the free shipping, and she got 8 bags coming. It is worth it.
Shoot, I'm going to get on that then.
Man, because it's like, bro, they got one called Movie Butter. Who just don't like the taste of the butter on the popcorn at the movie theater? So you literally got a bag that's going to taste like fucking movie butter. Then it's like you got one that tastes like crab legs.
I'm literally on the website right now.
Well, you pulled your... I knew that's what you was doing. I already knew.
I pulled out the iPad. I'm like, well, let's see here. As soon
I
as you,
already knew that's what you
because
was
I
doing.
was looking at Popcorn World, and I'm like, I'm not finding it. As soon as you said doing the world of flavor, I'm like, yeah, there it is.
Yeah. And like I said, every bag I got is a medium. My sister got some smalls, some mediums, and a large. But I just went medium because it's about $7, $8.99 for the mediums, reasonably priced. Because you know, if you go to Topsy's, you spending that anyway, and
Exactly.
that's for a fucking bag.
Yeah, so I see they got caramel, they got cheese, then they got the gourmet flavors.
Yeah, bro, they got all kind of flavors. Brandy got the M&M like me, and then she got cinnamon toast crunch,
Damn, they got the
banana.
Butterfinger.
Yeah, she got banana pudding. She got cheese and caramel. Gotta re-say caramel. I'm gonna say caramel, make it sound fancy. Yeah, there's flavors on there.
They got
And what makes it so
M&Ms.
bad, let me tell you how I learned about Dude. Dude is one comedian to hear more that I'm a fan of. He has a show on YouTube every night called Zooming with the Homies, where there's a bunch of comedians that come on there and they just talk about what it's like on the road, being comics, what they miss about the road. Then they start just busting on each other, start, joking, joning on each other with jokes and shit. And the guy was smart. He said to hear a box of dinner, all his flavors, but to hear to try.
Mm,
Tahir loved it so much. He said, dude ain't even paying me. I want y'all to know about this popcorn. So he gave him free publicity for the popcorn. From that moment on, everybody named Mom been ordering to her. When I sent him my order, he told me we usually ship out in a day, but your order's gonna be delayed because we had 383 people order popcorn the same night you did.
damn.
He done made so much money, he's been able to hire 2 new people. Ironically, he's located in Chicago and Gary, Indiana, of all places. Gary, Indiana.
Damn. Didn't we talk about Gary, Indiana on one of our earlier shows?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
we asked the question, what's in Gary, Indiana? We couldn't think of anything. Well, now we
yeah,
know.
we know now. Popcorn, flavored popcorn.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you order it, my brother, you will not be disappointed. Because if my girl love that shit, then they let their mom taste it and she was impressed by it. You know it's some real shit.
That's cool.
You
So
looking like a motherfucker right now.
yeah, yeah, I am. I'm already, putting my order in. I'll
My
let you know
mom,
I'll let you know at the end of the show what I end up ordering too.
hey, 'cause my mom, she was like, I want to get something. I just don't need $50 worth. And so I was in my head like, well, we can go in on another order. She gonna tell me today, I'll just add a bag or two to whatever you order when you reorder. I was like, that's not like you trying to scam me. I'm gonna be paying for your bags too. But I don't
Exactly.
even care because I mean, you support the black business, which I'm trying to do more of, and the shit's good. When it's all said and done, it's good.
Yeah, so they got small, medium, large, extra large. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see they got sampler here. So for these ones that I'm on the fence about, I can probably, pick up the sampler. But I got a few here that I know for sure that I'm gonna end
And
up
I'm
taking
telling you
care of.
now, I was sitting here on the couch Saturday, I think it was. Because I for real hadn't ate any. I was like, man, I'll get to it, whatever. Saturday, I'm sitting here, got my bag of Snicker popcorn, and since it been refrigerated, got cold to where the chocolate was hard again, it wasn't melted from being
Hmm.
shipped and being shipped or whatever. And bro, I couldn't stop eating. My mind was like, you're just eating miniatures Snicker minis. You're just eating Snicker minis. And I just kept doing it to where I was like, girl, somebody take this bag from me. Somebody come get this. But yeah, it's like, and it comes shipped UPS.
Damn, they
So if you
got
do the 50 for the free
strawberry
shipping,
cheesecake, Twix.
yes.
There's the Snickers. Shit. This made it hard to figure out what I want.
Hey, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. It took me and the girls a day to make an order. And because of that day, we got caught in the crowd. Then he sent me another email, was like, we apologize. Your order's about to be done. We just have, I think for that week, he had over 700 orders.
Wow.
And dude ain't asked for a dime for what he's done. So another comedian was on there was like, to hear, man, I listened to what you said about that popcorn. I ordered it. Oh my God, I fucks with this guy. That popcorn was, he said, me, my wife, kids, we all walk around eating popcorn because that popcorn is amazing. He said, I got another order going in. I just got my first order.
I think I got mine narrowed down. I'll let you know at the end of the show what I end up picking.
You ain't got it
So,
narrowed down. You ain't talked to your wife yet. You ain't got it narrowed down.
man, I can. We like this. We like this. In other words, I already figured out what she wanted, so I'm picking ahead. But you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're
Richard's
right.
Joe Jackson
No,
of his marriage.
nah,
He's
for
dictating what he's dictating the popcorn flavor.
nah, for real. The power of the text. You know,
Yeah,
look
I
at this
figured you.
website and tell me what you like.
She's probably like, what?
Yeah.
Because
Um.
I did my daughters the same way. I said, hey, get y'all laptops, go to this website and tell me what you want. They was like, huh? What we want about what? I was like, can't y'all just do what y'all told? Damn kids.
I know. So what else has been going on for you?
Nothing much. I went today. I told you I had that prehistoric job application I had to do. But if St. Joe's, this company want to be behind, what can I do? I'm trying to get a gig. So I filled that out last night, went to Kinko's and scanned it and emailed it to them. Fingers crossed that I hear, that when I go to the interview next week, that I hear something good. And just still doing the application, trying to stay positive. Had a low moment for a second, but I bounced back. I think I talked to you and kind of shook it off. As always, my brother, I thank you for it. And just still just pushing forward. Just pushing forward, trying to, get this whole job situation going to where it's not a constant eyesore in my mind. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just, making it work. When I get money, I pay bills and, just kind of, keep it locked and loaded, stand still. This weekend, I rolled the dice and went to a cousin's barbecue. I gave him 2 hours of my time, and that was it because I just can't do this COVID stuff. And I didn't realize some people are so dumb that they didn't know if they go out of town, they're supposed to quarantine themselves. A friend of mine
They
was
didn't know
like,
that.
"Yeah, didn't she was amazed my cousin's wife wasn't there?" And I'm like, "She just came from Texas. She needs to quarantine herself." She's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Why would you do that?" I said, "Because you went out of town. You're supposed to quarantine yourself to make sure there's nothing wrong." She done went to Memphis, came back, ain't did no quarantine at all. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
"This is
like
why."
when I was talking about I want to come back from my injury, and my runs are in September and October. Both of those I have to quarantine. So the question came up, are you going to use vacation? And my answer was no, I'm going to use sick time. I'm holding on to that vacation.
Yeah, yeah. So it's crazy how people just they not taking it serious. Like I saw the mayor of Blue Springs was pissed because Blue Springs is seeing a rise in it now, and he was just like, people won't wear their masks, they won't stay at home.
Mm,
And it just more and more how stubborn of a country we are. You can't tell us what to do. We gonna tell you what to do. America.
I know. Some people take it a little bit too damn far because they're like, well, I got rights. Well, you got the right to die, motherfucker, but don't kill me.
Exactly. So how things been your way?
They've been okay, So you didn't talk to me about the last few weeks. I mean, this weekend, but how's everything been the last few days, player?
Last few days have been okay. We'll just leave it at that. My 2K game's getting better, and that's about it. That's it.
How the workouts been?
My
How the workouts been? I know
the
you on phase
workouts have
two.
been they've been cool. I just just the knees. As the more I do it, at some point they'll lighten up and be able to. It won't phase me.
Yeah,
So
because
just
I'm gonna
working
tell
on
you,
that.
my knees were bad. They creak, pop, hurt all the time. Once I started doing squats, they
Uh
went
huh.
away. It went away.
Yeah. So that's it doing that. And then yesterday, I had a chance to change my living room furniture, but I didn't pull the trigger because one, my uncle's truck is down, and then two, I didn't know if I wanted leather furniture. Because a friend of mine had a nice leather sectional he was getting rid of because he had new furniture coming in, practically brand new. And I was like, do I really want leather? And either that'd be easier to clean with the dogs, just spray some stuff, wipe it down, no problem. But I wasn't sure if I wanted leather or not. So I
Man,
didn't make the
here's the
effort to
thing
make it
about
happen.
leather. Leather is good in the spring and in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
But in the
Yeah.
summer, it seems like your ass stick to the couch when you try to get up. In the winter,
Yeah.
you get down on the couch. If you just got a pair of shorts and t-shirt on, you get on the couch, you jump up like, oh, this thing is cold, you know. So
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want no ass cheek marks on the couch being stuck. You got to think about things like that.
yeah, it's just a little different. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to our topics today. And I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm going to go in the order that I wrote them down. And
Oh, one more thing
sure,
before we
go
do
ahead,
that.
go ahead.
I've learned as you get older and you have your own spot, your mind changes on what you go to stores for. The youngest finished summer school, told her she did what she was supposed to do. She'll finally, because she been wanting the key for the longest, told her she'd get a key. So we were like, class is over. She's like, all right, daddy, let's go get my key. And I was like, well, damn, can we wait till this weekend or something? She wasn't waiting. So we go get the key. My mind instantly kick in. Let me go look at this for the house. Next thing I know, I went from getting a $2 key, a $5 key, to getting two fucking ceiling fans for the kitchen. I'm like, this is not what the hell I came in here for.
You went to Walmart, huh?
Man, that's what I'm not. I see what people say. Home Depot is the male Walmart because I literally came out with two. Granted, two ceiling fans I like. I think I caught them on sale. The guys coming tomorrow to put them up for me because I don't feel like doing that shit. I rather have somebody else do it and be frustrated with it because these ceiling fans up here they easily from like early 2000, late 90s. So I'll let somebody else deal with all that rigmarole and taking them down and all that shit. So, and then another thing, shit's LED, so it's gonna be bright as fuck. So I'm just like, all right, cool. I'll let somebody else do it. But I was just like, I went from a $5 key to spending $160, not 100, about 130 on some damn ceiling fans. I just took my head. I was like, I tell you, you can tell your mind is focused on real shit versus bullshit. Where everybody's worried about Xbox or PlayStation, I'm buying ceiling fans and looking at screen doors.
Yeah, you're being the adult. I mean, it's all good. But yeah, Home Depot, Lowe's, both of them. They ain't nothing but a Walmart for men. I mean, you
That's the thing
basically get
though.
you get sucked in.
I'm kind of territorial. I don't really mess with Lowe's like that. It's like Home Depot's my Walmart and Lowe's is like Target to me. Really don't
Right,
mess with it.
right. But
And Menards
sometimes
is
every now and then you're gonna find something
yeah.
you're not gonna
I
find it
did
at Home Depot and
my
it'll be at Lowe's.
my lawnmower came from Lowe's. And then like Menards is just like all these and Save a Lot wrapped in one to where if you decide to go there. Which all these Menards got too much shit for me to respect them as a whole hardware store. Because I shouldn't be able to get 2x4s and Funyuns all at the same time. I
Damn.
shouldn't be able to get Sunday's dinner and get some 2x4s where I got a turkey in a
Hey,
crock pot and I'm
although
building a baker's
although
rack.
Home Depot got snacks up by the register, so
That's different. You got snacks. Menards got full-fledged groceries.
yeah, that is kind of
Granted, I ain't never
messed
heard
up.
of these motherfuckers. They ain't even all these Sunfresh level, Save-A-Lot level, whoever they are. But they got snacks. They got groceries.
That's why they say save big money at Menards.
Man.
Okay, so I was kind of bored Saturday. You talked to me. So I said, Rick,
Mhm.
what you gonna do, Rick? Let's watch some Disney Plus, you know.
So you
everybody's been
still
talking
bored.
about everybody's talking about, this Beyonce thing, Black is King movie. So I expected a movie. Hey, no, not a problem. A movie with Beyonce, okay, we cool. She's been in movies before.
Have you not seen Austin Powers?
I did.
Yeah, I'm still
Um,
traumatized.
anyway, I turned it on.
Still,
Um, for those of you who have seen this movie, I think you'll agree with me. For those of you who haven't, do not waste your time. I'm not going to say trash because it's not trash. It's beautifully shot, but it seems like it's more of a collection of music videos. As a matter of fact, before I get on it, I'm gonna give the pros, and I'm not just gonna give the cons. I'm gonna give the pros because I want to be fair. And again, it's beautifully shot, wonderful colors. Uh, it starts off uh, most of mostly in the sections of Africa, or the sets at least look like they're shot in Africa, and
okay.
it's wonderful. It's got some good shots of some African people or actors that are portraying African people you don't know, but that's where it ends, because it just seems like all it is a collection of music videos with lightly tinged African themes thrown in there. She's singing her songs, she's dancing, and there may be a few shots of African people. A lot of it doesn't have anything to do with the song per se in most of them. Um,
Damn.
a lot of the time I was like, is this going somewhere? And halfway through, I realized no, it's not going anywhere. This is just music video after music video from start to finish. This is the new Beyonce album, and it's got an African theme concept. Hats off to her. She can sing, she can dance, but it wasn't what I expected. It was far less than what I expected. Bright spots, there's a little Jay-Z in there. He got his rap and everything. Looking high like a mug though. Pharrell Williams is in there. He's doing his thing. Other than that, I wasn't really impressed. I hated the way it ended because it was more showpieces instead of landscapes. I don't really want to see the inside of her house. I don't want to see a plain white set. Show me the motherland. That's what I thought we were talking about. And if Black is King, tell me how Black is King compared to anything else. Don't just go music video after music video. It just didn't meet my expectations.
Okay, so is Black is King didn't work?
Not for me.
If your life depended on it, would you watch it again?
If my life depended on it, um,
Yeah.
well, God, I don't want to die, so I'm gonna say yeah.
You better than me because I die. That's fucking just kill me.
No, again, it was beautifully shot, but most videos are nowadays. There's a lot you can do with a camera, and when you have what 10 songs, 10, 12 songs, you,
Mm-hmm.
you have 10 or 12 different ideas that you can put together. And if you have 12 ideas in a row, 9 times out of 10, at least you're gonna hit on half of them.
Okay,
So,
well,
so photography wise, it's beautifully shot. The
okay, well,
concept is old and outdated, though.
let me ask this. Since I didn't see it, and I know I could ask you for the code to watch it, I didn't because I didn't want to see it. I could care less. That's how much of a fan I was of the whole concept. You being the producer, director, all that shit wrapped into one, mindset. What would you have done to make it Black is King instead of Black is Mediocre?
I would have had an overarching theme in the entire quote unquote movie. There's a little African boy in it, for example. What I would have did, I would have taken it from him being a baby all the way to him being an adult, because she sings about life, love, pain, and all that. So why
Mm-hmm.
can't you take him through all those stages? Not just stand in front of the camera and sing and dance, but actually put together a music video. Uh, how they used to do it back in the day. It wasn't just, hey, let me sit in front of the camera and perform. Let me show you a story. And that's what I expected, especially since it was produced by Disney Plus.
Okay.
And before I close it out, this is one of the things that made me mad at Disney. So mad at Disney that I end up saying, you know what? I'm gonna go see what's on Netflix. I saw an
Damn.
ad for a 30-day free trial. So yeah, to make myself feel better, I immediately went and pulled up the Netflix. And glad I did, because the first thing I watched was The Old Guard with Charlize Theron. Highly recommend that movie.
It
Badass
wasn't
movie.
bad.
Badass
It
movie.
wasn't
I,
bad.
I love the fights. I love the concept. It was different, which is what I wanted from Black is King.
Okay, so let me ask you this: sticking on Disney Plus before we switch. 'Cause I hadn't said it to you. I want to get your true feelings. So I was reading, about that whack ass Star Wars or whatever. That Lucasfilms is considering making an R-rated Star Wars. How do you feel about that?
I don't have a problem with it. Here's the reason why. I'm also a Marvel guy. It worked for Deadpool. It worked for the Wolverine or Logan, whatever the movie last one was called.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be like gratuitous sex. It's be more like violence, that kind of R. And anybody who's a fan, even a halfway decent fan of Star Wars, knows that every now and then somebody gets an arm chopped off from a lightsaber. So what's a little bit more carnage? What's a few curse words? Uh, Star Wars has
So,
evolved. It's not just for kids anymore. And
so you don't think
if you
it's
look
gonna
at
be as
TV
drastic as?
shows, if you look at TV shows like The Mandalorian, it's borderline. If they made that a full-fledged movie, the way he gets down,
Uh huh.
there'd be lots of violence in it. So you'd have to put the R on it.
So what you're saying is they're finally opening their eyes, so they need to take that step instead of holding back.
Yes,
I know it's got to
because
be difficult.
it has, but I think Disney, their mistake, and hats off to them for trying it, but they went too far. Their mistake was to brush everything that happened before Disney bought Star Wars and just brush it off like it either didn't happen or just completely do a 180. And
Mm-hmm.
also, they tried to push too much to the forefront, trying to be relevant to today's time instead of trying to concentrate on making a great movie. An example of that is, as much as I liked the female hero in the last three movies, Rey, which is a good character, but they pushed her too far to the forefront. And in the last two movies, we didn't get enough of Oscar Isaac and John Boyega. Because if you watch The Force Awakens, you had a very good story arc for John Boyega's character.
Mm-hmm.
The black man, stormtrooper, he defected, he became a rebel. You know, I'm digging his story. The next movie, it's like he's just a background character. What the fuck? And then, to close it out, they kind of half-assed his character in the third movie. You know, they could have did a whole lot more. They hinted that, he could have been a Jedi, he could have had the Force, but they didn't follow through with it. I would have liked to seen them take a chance and follow through. Why couldn't we have another black Jedi? I mean, hell, we had Samuel L. Jackson. That's the
This where
daddy of all Jedis.
this is where I think they need George Lucas back involved instead of not letting him have a hand in it. Because I think the ones that are handling now are lost and don't know what to do. It's like they
Right.
can see it, but they can't see it through.
Well, it's not even the ones, it's the one. Kathleen Kennedy, who's the producer now, she's all about a dollar. She can make money. There's nobody that will disagree there. But she can't spot talent and she can't make a good film. George Lucas's disciples are oh boy that did the first couple of Iron Man movies. He plays
Mm-hmm.
not his butler but Happy. I forget his name. Him and Dave Filoni, who did the
Okay.
Star Wars cartoons. Those guys grew up with Lucas. They know what he wants. They've talked to Lucas. They've had meetings, and that's why The Mandalorian is such a good show. You don't have a divided fan base when it comes to The Mandalorian. Everybody who likes Star Wars likes that show. But then when it
Never
comes to
seen it.
these last three movies, everybody's split down the middle.
Yeah.
So
Like I
yeah.
said, never seen The Mandalorian, never saw these redos of the Star Wars in the past couple of years. I just don't care. And my daughter wants to watch it now, so I'm disturbed.
Hey, eh, she won't hate it. I mean, it's just it's 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 not what it used to be. I mean, Disney so far they're only interested in a dollar. If there's a attraction called Galaxy's Edge at their theme parks, everybody
Yeah.
thought, hey, it's going to have stuff from all the movies. They only focused on the last couple movies. So the older people who were nostalgic, they don't like it. That's why Galaxy's Edge is failing in both Florida and California. And think
Mm.
about it. They geared it towards kids.
Yeah.
Who's paying for getting into Disney? Is little Jimmy paying his way, or the kid, or the parents taking him?
Parent all day.
Exactly. So little Jimmy ain't going to Disneyland because Daddy does not want to pay for some crap, especially
Yeah.
with the price of these theme parks nowadays. And then Disney's really fucked because of COVID.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it, Worlds of Fun's closing after Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, I saw that on your Facebook post. So I'm shaking my head. I'm like, if they doing it in Kansas City, what the hell is keeping Florida and California open for the Disneyland parks?
The economy needs that money. That economy
Yeah,
needs
but
whatever they can pull. Because you got to think about it. Right now in Florida, they got a hurricane coming on the horizon. So you need that money to help rebuild that you just rebuilt last year.
yeah, but I see big problems happening if they keep that thing too open and they go to the well too many times. Uh, it can happen. I see a lawsuit in their future. And speaking of lawsuits, how's your good friend Dr. J? I mean, not Dr. J. Damn, he's doing fine, folks. Dr. J is fine. Dr. Dre and his wife. How's that coming for him?
Oh, Dr. Dre good. His wife thinks she's about to beat this prenup, but that prenup's a done deal. I saw somebody put that he destroyed the prenup back in like '99 or something. I'm like, I doubt that. That prenup, you about to get a little table scraps and go about your business. The man worth about 900 mil, you about to get probably about 50 mil. Go about your business. He may give you the house
Yeah.
y'all just built, but that's on you. You wanted a divorce.
Let
Not
me
saying that you stay together just cause, but if you got a prenup, you got a prenup. Nothing you can do about it.
can't make it any clearer to these people. That's what a prenup is. It says, hey, if something happens, I get this, you get that. You can't go in front of a judge and say, well, Your Honor, let me get a little bit more because I did this or because he did that. It don't work that way. The judge is going to look at that piece of paper and say, look, this is ironclad. This is legal and binding. All she's doing is wasting what little money she's going to get from him, and it's going towards legal fees.
Yep.
And if she gets 40 million, just 40 million, and he got a billion, so what? 40 million should last her the rest of her life, I would hope.
Yeah, it should. She ain't the youngest. And she ain't the cutest either, so I don't see nobody beating down her door to get no dollar from her. So she should be good.
Now, speaking of money, um, and I don't know the whole situation with Dre and his wife, but it seems like a lot of women are on the rise now, trying to get theirs uh, from these people, from these dudes, and it turns out that they're getting exposed. Um, Another good example was Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. She defaced his name, and then come to find out she's the real bitch. So she's looking like a fool right now. Uh, I mean, Johnny Depp wasn't too smart for getting with her in the first place, but what's Ice Cube saying Friday? Protect yourself at all times.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, but the thing you gotta realize though, when you got money, when you in Hollywood, it's a different game that's being played. It's not like our broadcasters, my divorce is done over the phone. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
know, you got a rep, no. You got a rep? No. Your kids of age? Yeah. You got a parental agreement? Yeah. All right, you're divorced. That was the gist of it.
True.
It took 2 phone calls for that to happen. And it's one of the things to where when you got money, it's a whole different lane, whole different aspect. Because one, you're trying to get spousal support. You're telling the judge you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle. You need to keep that lifestyle. Then you're trying to get child support. And then more than likely, because of taxes, you got properties and you're trying to get a couple of the houses so that you can still feel like you balling when in all actuality, you're going to sell a house or two. Just like Mike Tyson's wife, the house that 50 Cent now own in Connecticut. Tyson owed her, well, he couldn't deal with the divorce. He couldn't give her because he was broke, basically. He had to sell her the house for $1. He sold her the house for $1. Then what she do? She turned around and sold that bitch to 50 Cent for like 25 mil
Wow.
and walked away. So it's like when money's involved, property, so it's a whole nother game. Unless you John Gotti, you got property and other names and your wife don't know about it, it's gonna be a situation.
Not just money, but reputation. What about Common right now?
Well, see, reputation wise, I'm gonna touch on that in a second. Reputation wise don't mean nothing because everybody got a short term memory. Everybody's like, we like those Vine videos. It's just 15 seconds long and that's it. You'll forget about it. All you gotta do is do something nice and people will welcome you back with open arms. Now the shit with Common, what's fucked up with that is Jaguar Wright is a singer with the Roots band off and on. Common's cool with the Roots. So he done worked with her several times over. And I think she's been on his CD before. So it's like, why now are you saying something? Did you try to get at him and he turned you down? Are you salty because he may have been fucking with you, but then he dropped you for Tiffany Haddish? It's like, what's going on? Because it seemed real suspect that now you saying something. When the man got all these accolades, all these awards and shit, you ain't said nothing. Now you want to say something. It just seemed real suspect to me. And if I was Common, I'd ignore the shit until something came about to where I had to voice my opinion. Otherwise, I'd be like, man, she tripping. She drink a lot. She lying. Just I'd ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for us, like you said, to say that we'd ignore it because we on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, flip the script. Let's say that happened to you. You would want to do more than ignore it. You'd want to shout to the rooftops, "Fuck her! That didn't happen." Prove it.
See,
I mean,
I'm
I
that
know
person.
I would.
I'm always explaining shit. I feel the need to explain when I don't have to. So I would lay it all out to where there's nothing she could say. I would literally do a press conference, press release, something, saying everything that transpired between me and her to where I take away the powers that be that she got to try to come at me. To where
Yeah,
she would be like, shouldn't have fucked with him. Damn right you shouldn't have.
and it's sad because we talk about the Me Too movement and all that, and we you want everything to be equal in terms of sexuality, and you don't want to see any female assaulted. But at the same time, because shit like this happens, you can't help but wonder every time you hear a headline, is she really right? Or did he really mess up like that? Or is she saying something wrong?
Well,
You know?
in today's world, you're guilty till proven innocent.
Eh, except for one new millionaire out there. I was telling you about American Ninja Warrior winner, Drew Dressel.
Yes.
All right, here's the deal. He got charged with child sex crimes by, I believe, Florida prosecution. He's 31 now. All right, and remember, he just won American Ninja Warrior. So he got $1 million. So you think after that show was over, man, this lucky motherfucker got $1 million. He can go off and do what he want to do, how he want to do it. Here's what happened. He was arrested in Florida. He made his initial appearance in the U.S. District Court, and according to the complaint, when he was 26, so this would have been 4.5, 5 years ago, he met the
Uh-huh.
alleged victim in 2014. They swapped phone numbers and they began texting. Nothing wrong so far. She showed up at his gym because he owns a gym out there, and
Uh-huh.
she would hang around. And I guess in July of 2015, she was still a minor, I believe 15 years old. She hung out at the gym, and after Dressel's girlfriend left, uh, they had sex. And then she went and told her mother about it. And this is where it gets really bizarre. The mother approached him, and he didn't deny the sexual activity, but he did
Uh-huh.
state that he was unaware of her age at the time. Okay, this is where the story. All right, I'm gonna put it like this: you should know that she's 15, but I can understand today's woman probably looks 19. Still shouldn't be fucking with a 19-year-old if you're 26. But this is where it gets worse. They had more sexual encounters after that.
See, that's where I have
If
no
he's
sympathy
really
for him.
sorry and didn't know,
He would have
why would
stopped.
you keep dipping it? Why? So
That
after and this just came to light because he's a millionaire now. That's all it is to it. When he wasn't nobody, they didn't want no money. But now that he's a millionaire, they want her or her mother, don't matter which, somebody wants their piece of the pie. And because he fucked up, they gonna get it. So his million is going towards legal fees and criminal lawsuit money. Shaking my head.
that's all I can do. Because I mean, you got to pass once. It ain't
Yeah.
gonna happen several times. So that one pass should have been enough. Should have been enough to wake you up to not do it again.
First of all, he shouldn't have cheated on his girlfriend. Second of all, once he found out, damn, she only 15, 16, whatever the age is, I swear I didn't know. I wouldn't even allow her back in my gym. To keep calling, texting, and messing with her? Nah, you were asking for trouble, bro. You were asking for trouble. So,
Yeah, I
by the
can't.
way, Drew Dressel is my dumbass of the week because of
Yeah,
it.
I can't have no sympathy for him. You got it off once. That should have been enough. I mean, you literally Robert Kelly in the situation.
Damn, you had to bring him up on the show.
I'm just saying. That's what he did. He was
I,
like one,
I,
two.
I was hungry. I was thinking about stopping at McDonald's on the way home, but now I'm not.
Hey, just don't sit inside.
All
You want
right.
some chicken nuggets?
Hey, let's change pace here. Let's change pace here. So you were talking to me this weekend about stand-up comedy changing,
Mm-hmm.
and we both think it's going to change for the worse. Tell me what your thoughts are on that.
Well, I wouldn't say the worst. It's some innovative happened this past weekend, which I'm kicking myself that I didn't become. I didn't do my part to be a part of it to help it. I says comedian Kev on stage. He's big on YouTube. He got some commercials for this whack ass Spectrum cable. He's an actor on he's actor, comedian, producer, all that type shit or whatever.
Yeah.
He's toured. He was in Kansas City a couple months back. Him and the guy to hear more, the one who was pushing the popcorn, and he just decided. Used to work for All Def Digital or whatever, and all their content and stuff like that. He was the head person there. And recently T.I. and they group, brought All Def Digital back, this, that, and the third. So he's back running All Def Digital and kind of back entrenched in the comedy world. And since he can't tour, he's trying to find other ways to get them jokes off and still be entertaining and make money. So he came up with the idea of, let's do a stand up, but we're going to do it online in real time instead of doing it network sitting on it for 6 months before they air it. So for $12, you got him and like 5 other comedians for like, decent amount of time, about an hour, hour and a half or whatever. He found a location to where everybody was, social distance apart from each other. They made sure that when the sun set, the lights knew what time to kick on because it was an outdoor setup. And literally, $12 ticket, you had the comedy show for 24 hours. Which I know more people are talking about, if I spend 12, I should have for as long as I want. No, not considering the fact that you go to the Improv, average ticket's $30. So if I'm only spending 12, I should only get a day or two access, and that's it. So that may be the new way of doing comedy, to where you got comedians, like he has another show, not this Friday, but next Friday, different set of comedians. And I think it's going to be kind of dope. It's going to be another one to where he's hosting, doing his little routine in between comedians, and everybody's come out there and do they shit or whatever. And it's like, you ain't traveling, but people that buy and pay that $12, they can see it across the world. Think about it. I pay $12, my whole house can watch it, instead of me having to drop like $36 for me and
Right.
the girls. So it's kind of on the aspect of how Garth Brooks is doing that whole drive-in concert that's going to be broadcast all across the world. So it's going to be on that aspect. And so I mean, so it's a beautiful idea. And then on the far as for him, what makes it even better is he's already paid everybody beforehand. He's paid the film crew, the lighting crew, the spot where they at, paid the comedians. So everything that sells ticket wise is all profit for him.
Wow. That man. I want to be like
Yeah,
him when I grow up.
man.
And like we talked about with the Garth Brooks thing, it's genius. So I can't say anything short of genius for that. So I can't see why that wouldn't be a moneymaker for Kev either.
Yeah.
But
When I saw today on this podcast, he said it was very successful, and he's happy with it. He's looking forward to doing it again.
sorry if it seems like I'm going a little slow today. I got my text back
I know you good.
from
I figured
my
that's what that was.
significant other. So yeah, here's the way it's going down. Two large, one Butterfinger, one M&M, two medium, caramel and white chocolate or white chocolate drizzle, and then
Uh-huh.
five samplers: Snickers, strawberry cheesecake, Twix, caramel with extra butter, and cheddar cheese and bacon. So
Cheddar
yeah,
cheese and bacon.
that wasn't me. So I'm about to hit this button, and I'll let you know when they come in what I think, because I'm gonna sample all these,
I
even
want to know
the
what the cheddar cheese and bacon like. I like cheddar cheese and bacon.
I don't know. I didn't even see that on there. So she texted me back and she's like, "All right, add these." I'm like, "Okay." So we'll see what they're talking about when they come in. I'll let you know. Um,
I'm gonna go ahead and say you're welcome in advance.
oh, I'm sure I'm gonna like a lot of them. So I'm just gonna give you my feedback. Depending on how long it takes for it to come in, may not have anything for you on the next episode, but
You probably won't give it. Probably be the 3 episodes from now, 1, 2, 3, because it'll probably come after. Like say we record every Wednesday, it might come Thursday of the week it comes. So I give it about 2 weeks and you should get it.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Because my sister got hers today, and she put in her order a week before last. I'll say roughly 2 weeks.
Okay. I, I'm good with that. I ain't in no hurry. Like I
Now,
said, this is the first time I was on the website, and when I opened up, it looked like Christmas. I'm like, okay, I'll try
and
this, and this.
the one thing that they don't do, but I really don't care, because I get tired of constantly checking those things. They don't never keep them up to date, really. They don't send you a tracking number. So once you get an email saying that it's been shipped, just look for it within 2 to 3 days from that.
I will tell you this as far as the tracking number is concerned, and anybody who's getting anything right now in the mail, tracking number don't mean shit right now.
Yeah.
I've ordered a few things like off of Amazon or Walmart.com lately, and you'll get a tracking number, and you'll look at it, and it'll have the same date on it from when it was like first sent out. And then for a couple
Uh-huh.
days, you won't see anything else. And that hadn't happened before, but these last few weeks, that has happened.
Yeah.
And your stuff will either come a couple days later, or it might take. For example, I think I ordered a couple of pairs of running shoes. One of them came, in a couple days. One of them took literally 3 weeks. Uh, I
Wow.
won't. And there's some other things that I ordered, and I noticed that about the tracking numbers on all of them. Especially with the Amazon orders, but they tend to take a little bit longer. The longest was from the shoe company, and
Mm-hmm.
they were in California, so I kind of saw that coming. But yeah, don't worry about tracking numbers right now because the post offices are taking their time. I don't know if it's all about COVID or if it's all about being lazy, but it might be a combination of both of them. But moving right along, let's talk our favorite subject, sports.
All right.
Let's start with OBJ. He felt the season should be canceled, and you and I were talking, and we were both like, "Nah," because we love football. We need football. So that's not even the issue. If he feels that the season should be canceled, do you think he should just go ahead and opt out, or do you think because of his status and pressure, he won't opt out?
Base his status won't let him opt out. He's OBJ. You can't do that. If you do, you'll be pussy. So he can't be looked like that in front of all his homies. Man, he too hardcore for that. You see, no truly big name has opted out yet.
Right.
But I
Now, with the
will say
deadline being
though,
pushed to Friday, do you think there will be a big name opt out?
I wouldn't be surprised. In the NFL, much as it pains me to say it, they may want to opt out because a lot of teams with no training camp with no preseason games, they about to be handicapped. Miami's 1 and 2 receiver both opted out yesterday and today. So
Mm,
now you just got to find somebody else to be your starting receiver. Granted, I don't know who their quarterback is, but still, it's getting to where you got to question what's the product going to look like on the field. Because at the end of the day, it's about your product more than anything.
yeah. And I know last week we talked about the anywhere from 100 and something thousand to 300 and something thousand that you get even if you opt out. And what was that we were reading today? That money has to be paid back next season.
And see, what basically was going to happen, what people fail to realize, I don't understand why they just struggle with this. Like how we all got our little stimulus money or whatever. Please believe if you got a big tax return coming, they're going to take what they gave you out of that tax return. More than likely, they'll be, oh, you got AGs coming. Oh, now you got 6,800. We're going to take that 12 back we just gave you. And it's going to be the same way with them all. Because Wilson used to play here, the receiver, he opted out in Miami. Oh, you scheduled to make 3.4 and we gave you 300,000? We're going to knock you down to 3.37. We're going to go ahead and knock you down to that because we gave you 300,000 for last season. So I expect that to happen. And the thing that's sad about it, when you're a young player that hasn't established yourself yet, that could be your salary for next season gone.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
true.
you really need to think about what you want to do. Cause like Clinton Porter said, when he signed with Denver, got his contract, bought his mama a car, him a car, houses and the third, and didn't know about taxes and owed his agent some more money and some tax money here, and they was like, "Hey, you got to pay 100,000." He was like, "He didn't have 100,000." But he said literally when he started week 1 in the NFL season, he was already in the hole financial.
Yeah, a lot of these athletes just need to watch Broke. That's what they need to do. ESPN 30 for 30, Broke. Find out what not to do.
And see, when they watch it, they need to watch it without entertainers involved and just show the athletes. Show that big name athlete that made it to the league but didn't pan out, that has nothing. Show that motherfucker. You know, talk to the Chris Carters that thought it was more important to drink versus practice, and how Buddy Ryan had to cut him to get him to wake up. It's like, talk to the right people. Don't talk to the fluff. The
Right.
fluff don't teach you nothing. Talk to the ones that they dare to go cry while they talking to you, because they're trying to get you to understand where they, come from, been through, and how they doing now. How they don't want you to deal with that.
And it ain't even the ones that blatantly fucked up their money. It's the ones that had bad business deals. You got to watch out for that too.
That's why I
So
agree with it. I agree with Antoine Walker when he went through his shit. I just want to stress again to people, he lost his money in Chicago in the royalty game. He ain't losing no other way. He had money on too many apartments that wasn't getting fixed, homes that wasn't getting done. When the banks was faltering on people's loans, he used his own money to pay off the loans, but had no more money coming in to help him. So therefore, he went belly up, and unfortunately, trusted in his friends, and they left him sky high. They basically left him high and dry, basically. And that's how he ended up broke. But he said, I think it was on the first broke, he didn't do the first broke, but he did an interview on Cold Pizza at the time. Shows you how old that 30 for 30 is. And he told them point blank, he was like, I advise you to never do any investments until your last 2-3 years in the league, when you can watch your money. He's like, otherwise, it defeats the purpose.
damn. Yeah. So I already talked about the NFL opt out being moved, and the NFL. We wonder how many fans are going to actually be in the stands. Do you think it's good or bad to just go ahead and say keep the fans at home if the NFL decides to do that?
First, I'm gonna say NFL really needs to extend that deadline to like the 15th of August. Let a player get in the training camp, see how they feel in the second and third.
Training camps have started.
Well, I mean, they've started, but they're not intense yet. So give them to the 15th, because you done got back, you done
You
got
obviously
situated.
haven't been to a Vegas training camp, bro.
Oh my God. There's nothing happening in Vegas worth reporting. They got a new toilet in the middle of the city, and that's it. Ain't nothing happening with that raggedy ass, small ass, 65K carrying little ass stadium. David Carr ain't doing shit.
How
Al
many times
Davis
I got
ain't
to tell
doing
you?
shit.
How many times I got to tell you our starting quarterback is not David?
When he does something for me to respect him, then I'll call him David. Until then, I'm gonna call him David. See how I still didn't call him by his name? I'm gonna call him David.
Funny
When
how
he
you
has a
mentioned. Funny how you
respectable,
mentioned that he didn't have any respect, and he just went on someplace and told a reporter that he feels disrespected. And I feel his pain. That man has been top 5 in the league in everything except for comebacks. Career comebacks, he's been either number 1 or
hey,
number 2 to Matt Stafford every single year. So how can you say that he? How can you say that he should be disrespected?
because the thing,
He's okay.
comeback
He's
gets you
he's
these.
not. He's
Comeback
not.
gets you these. What is that? A W. He has yet to get a W. When he gets a winning season, when he throws for over 3,000
He's
and
had a
20
winning season.
touchdowns,
He's had a
when
winning
he gets
season.
when he gets a winning season, then I will stop calling him David. Until then, he is David motherfucking Carr to me. David Carr is what he is until he gets a winning season. And
I didn't.
Chucky
I didn't want to
Cruise
have
needs
to
to
do
make that
this.
happen.
I didn't want to have to do this. But I sincerely hope that somebody snaps Mahomes' leg this year.
He'll still go out there and throw some touchdowns.
I can't stand you.
Put a motherfucker a skate on that leg. He can roll back on it. He'll get his roll bounce on and steal. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. See, this is what you see. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Thank you for Joe Pesci on. Hold on. Here's the thing. Here's what's going on. Here's what you don't realize. We have home run hitters at running back and at receiver. Give us a 3-yard pass, it's to the house. Give us a negative 5-yard pass, it's to the house. No one has home run hitters like us. We got fucking Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa amongst us in our receivers and running backs that are home run hitters consistently can do it every play. So Mahomes could be in a lawn chair with an arm tied behind his back, on his knees with his eyes closed, and can still hit somebody, and we to the house.
And I'm glad you have that confidence, but I'm gonna tell you, like I told you before, when it comes to speed, that is the one thing that diminishes the fastest in the NFL. So enjoy it while you can,
Oh,
because
no
it
doubt,
will
no
not
doubt.
last. It will
Hey,
not
but it's like
last.
this. Long as these niggas keep running in college, we'll keep having speed.
You won't always get the top draft choice though.
We
So
don't want it, but we'll find a player. Long as Andy stays there and Brett Veach, him and his crew stay there, because you got to admit, Veach knows talent. You got
I
to admit that.
hats off to him. He's no Carl Peterson.
Yeah,
That,
he's
that
better.
exactly.
Yeah, he ain't called Butterfingers. He's better.
If y'all had Carl Peterson to this
We wouldn't have
day,
won. Wouldn't have won.
exactly. You wouldn't have
We had Carl. I'll
Mahomes.
put you like this: if we had Carl, we'd have Mr. Trubisky.
Yep. And that's Chicago where that got him.
And I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I'd be somewhere in the corner crying, drinking Ripple, asking who wants a whole cake.
Oh, all right.
You gotta have faith in your squad. But this is what I will say, and I saw it on the news today because they interviewed Frank Clark, who still, for the record, has the greatest post-game interview of all time after that Tennessee game. There will never be another interview greater than that post-game interview. But he said, since they've been back, they've been practicing and everything, there's been no mention of the trophy. Everybody's about business as if last season didn't happen. That's a scary thought. Because how many teams are that damn focused? Because we done got
I would
smacked
hope.
around.
I would hope all 32 teams are that focused.
You know a lot of teams ain't. Come on, let's cut the bullshit.
Yeah, you're right. I apologize to all the Cleveland Browns and Miami Dolphin fans out there. Y'all got no hope.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams don't be focused like that. But because we done got shitted on so much by you motherfuckers talking about we done ended the world and Kansas City, there's no way. That's bulletin board material. Every person to where they want to repeat. We got motherfuckers on the IRs like they can't wait till week 6 so they can get out there on the field. They want to repeat so bad they can damn near see themselves there where they know game at a time, game at a time, game at a time. You know, and the thing is, I expect with all this corona shit, you got to factor that in. We might ain't win the division this year. I'm expecting 10-6, 11-5 record. That can give us second in the AFC West and maybe third or fourth.
If y'all get 10-6, that should still win you the division.
Hey, you never know. Y'all might actually get your head out y'all ass.
Well, no. Here's my thing. I figure Kansas City and Oakland will both go 10-6, but because of head-to-head, Kansas City will win the division.
Damn, I need to take a drink on that. Wow. You know, I'm done with podcast. I ain't got nothing else to say after you done said
that. Hey, I'm a realist. Y'all know okay. I'm a diehard Vegas Raider fan, but and I see 10-6. You and me have looked at the schedule.
Hold on. Stop right there. You a diehard what?
Vegas Raider fan.
That shit don't even roll off the tongue. That sounds like what they say, a compound word in class. Put these together.
Okay, here's the thing though. Back in the day, originally Oakland Raiders, when they moved to Los Angeles, it took me a whole damn year to stop saying Oakland and to say Los Angeles. I've made it a point now, not just to say Raiders, but to say Vegas Raiders or Las Vegas, to make sure that I get that shit right. From time to time, I will stumble and you'll hear me say Oakland, but you know what I mean, Vegas.
Which I keep
So,
saying Oakland.
and that's okay. It, the fan base is that big. We are Raider Nation. We're everywhere. Um, the original Thugs. That's where the starter jacket arose from. It's all
I
good.
saw one of my friends put on his Facebook page, went to high school with him. I guess he must have fell down and hit the stairs or something in school, and I forgot. He a Raiders fan for some reason, and he ordered a T-shirt that said "Nation versus Everybody." It just didn't even feel right because like it's Vegas. It's like I feel like it should have been like Vegas versus everybody or something. It just didn't seem right. It's like it doesn't. It's like the cliche is gone. It's
No,
like the black hole is gone.
we're an
It's like now
entire
y'all done got
nation.
all
No,
you done
we
got
are an
all
entire
cleaned
nation.
up.
And that stadium looked good as hell. I've seen
I only
pictures of
hold
it,
65,000.
but
Yeah, it really bothers
I
me.
don't want it to be bigger than 65,000. Remember, it is Vegas. There's so much to do there. But at least they've got all those suites, luxury boxes, and premium seating. So
Well, see,
they're gonna make money hand over fist there.
but see, that's the thing with COVID to where that's been messed up. We don't know how you guys are gonna sell yet because
It
they
might
really
not
can't
sell at all
sell nothing.
this year. Find a cure, or a couple years down the road, they'll be making money again. See, Mark Davis is used to not making money because the city of Oakland was a poor city. So if he goes another year making the same amount that he made last year, not a problem. See, it's the teams that are used to making big money that won't be making money this year. The Dallases of the world, they're going to hurt for
Yeah.
cash. You know, the what are all the Los Angeles teams are going to suck, and especially
Well,
the ones that
can none
just
of them
moved
get
to
an
Los
attendance
Angeles.
anyway?
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on them to send the Chargers back.
San Diego don't want them.
Man, so it's going to be very very interesting. But switching gears, you know, I mentioned to you about the OKC coming to Kansas City
Yes,
yesterday.
yes.
So I looked into it, and this is what it was. A representative for OKC decides he got balls and tweets out any player from OKC that kneels on the national anthem, they don't need to come back. The team don't need to come back if they disrespecting the flag like that. That's where Mayor
Whoa.
Lucas slid in and was like, hey, last time I checked, we got the T-Mobile Center, remember, ain't Sprint Center no more. And we got a vacancy. We'll gladly take on OKC. So if y'all don't go back, you're more than welcome here.
Damn.
Now, this rep clearly, because it's election time, primaries, is probably trying to get some votes
Mm-hmm.
and figured that'd be one of the good ways to do it with touching on it, but without touching on it. Does he not realize how dumb of a move that was? Because I'm pretty sure. Let's just break it down for Oklahoma City. What if you take away the college, which ain't in Oklahoma City, they have no sports. They have no financial income from sports coming in outside the basketball team. You and I both know that's a nice chunk of change that comes from these basketball teams or sports teams, period. So why would you be such an idiot and go on that limb and talk shit like that? But
Yeah,
then again, I
because
guess it goes,
the college cities in there in Oklahoma are Stillwater and Norman.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Oklahoma City itself, you just took away a third of probably your city budget by talking shit like that. If they decided to be like, you know what, we out this motherfucker. And with the NBA looking for other markets, you might have shot yourself in the foot if this continues.
yeah, and these are not times to test an owner on your loyalty to a city, because most of these owners are loyal to a dollar, especially when they losing money. So they liable to, say right now, breaking news, Oklahoma City has moved to dot dot dot. So you
Yeah.
can't you can't open your mouth and say stuff like that. I don't care if it's an election year or not.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this. I don't think nothing's gonna come about it. I think somebody probably gonna pull him to the side and tell him shut the fuck up. But
Yeah.
if this continues, I don't see our mayor. Well, my mayor, because you're in Kansas, I don't see him backing down on Oklahoma coming to Kansas City. And if
And
he needs some people to be on the minority, I got $10 for it. I can do it.
I will say this: I commend your mayor for making that move. That's the right way to do it. And if something does jump off on that, that was the linchpin right there. That was key. Balls of steel, my friend. Hats off to you. Golf clap, all that. I like that move.
Because I wouldn't even be mad if they ended up back in Seattle where they originally started. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, that kind of statement, I feel like you don't deserve your team coming at them like that.
But it would be nice if you had a team back in Kansas City. Because remember them Sacramento Kings, like I told you the other
Yeah, and
day.
I looked it up, and they was good here. They
Yeah.
had good attendance and everything. But
Had they
they
stayed,
claim,
you would have got a chance to see Jordan several times a year.
oh my God, it's not about Jordan. Who
It's
gives a
about Jordan.
shit?
It's about Jordan.
It's not.
But this is the reason why I mentioned Jordan's name. Yes, you would have saw other superstars,
Ball
but
head
but
niggas sit
but
together.
you got to think about how much money would have flowed through Kansas City on those weeks. Think about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of drug money, a lot of gambling. I agree. But oh, you talking about legal money. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, legal
Ticket
money.
sales and restaurants and stuff like that. You're right. There's been a lot of money. It just, the one thing I hate about this area is I'll never PC on here. White motherfuckers love Kansas too much. They don't want to see Kansas take the back seat to an NBA team when it's all said and done. They'll let MU take a back seat, but not Kansas. Kansas has to stay up high.
But to me, when it comes to basketball, Kansas is more of a college basketball state.
Um, it is, but you got to think about it though. How they put both states together. A lot of people from Kansas come to the Chiefs game. A lot of people in Johnson County or whatever, they'll support Kansas before they support MU. It's just that whole intertwined. Cause like, what is it how they was adamant on? Excuse me, how they was too good to play MU because MU went to the SEC. But see how that's changed in the past couple of years. So it's just people in this area think we own Kansas as much as where they located at? What's the city? What's the city
With
where Kansas is at?
Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah. They think they own it just as much people in Lawrence. Which that's the problem because you watch the news and shit here, sports come on, they'll show Kansas highlights all day, then they'll just show the MU score. You be like, what the fuck? So it's like
True.
everything's Kansas biased to where I don't think they want Kansas to take a back seat to an NBA team. And so what'll have to happen, say Oklahoma did come here. The best way to sell Oklahoma, get a Kansas player on the coaching staff or make a Kansas player in management somewhere to be a spokesperson to where everybody assimilates that together. Otherwise, it's going to be a hard sell. I think it can be done, but it's just going to be a hard one.
True. Now, kind of getting off subject, but staying on subject as we move to our main topic. Instead of just colleges, going back to the pros and ownership. This was the big one. The Rock purchased the XFL, and not really just The Rock, but him and his business partner. What's her name? Danny Garcia.
Hey, Danny Garcia.
This was a good ass purchase. Do you agree?
Yes, because the XFL was killing it before COVID kicked in. Had COVID not happened, XFL would have did good this season. XFL, I'll put you like this: had COVID not happened, you wouldn't be seeing The Rock bought XFL for $15 million. So he has a good product. First thing he need to do, reach out to the players, stay in shape. We putting something together. Y'all gonna be on the field next season. Just give me a chance. That's the first thing he need to do once all the red tape and shit's done, because the deal won't be official for like another 10 days. Making sure everything's dotted and crossed and the money what it's supposed to be. Once that happens, he needs to flood every access he got to them players, coaches too, to let them know what's going on. Then on the back end, need to be at the NFL and be like, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what we go do. Give us a year. Let's reconvene and talk about us being y'all farm system for players that don't make it in the draft, and then just go from there. The only
Exactly.
thing about that, though, the only negative about that, is the NFL know they got a farm system, like the NBA got a farm system. The draft back in the day was 30 rounds, then it was 19, then it was 12, now it's 7. That bitch might get cut down again because you got a farm system.
I don't think it'll get cut down because after those 7 rounds, you still have a lot of talent out there that couldn't quite cut it. Those would be the guys that would end up on those XFL rosters. And
Yeah.
that's part of what I was talking to you about. For the XFL going forward, we should see less NFL retreads and more really young talent. And I think if we see that and we make sure that even though it has The Rock's name behind it, it is less of a gimmick and it's taking itself more seriously, the XFL will thrive.
But
It
see, that's
really
the
will.
thing. Like I keep telling you, the second season, it was gimmick free. It was straight football. Vince learned from that first one, and that 30 for 30 didn't help none either. That 30 for 30 put them on such blast. It was ridiculous. If you never saw it, you need to watch it. But season 2, it was legit football. No gimmicks, no nothing. Straight up football. Only thing that I like, but I didn't like, is the camera. They took a big 3 aspect to where reporter and camera was everywhere. You get a touchdown right there on the sideline. How you feel about that touchdown? You fumble, what caused that play to happen? That's a little dangerous because you get an emotional nigga, he might cuss you out. So that's a little dangerous right there. But outside of that, it's not bad. So it's one of the things where I like it. I like where it's going. But like I told you, the thing I'm watching, because, having daughters, lately I've been pro-feminist and all that bullshit or whatever. That sounded kind of wrong, but you know what I'm saying. I want to see what Danny Garcia gonna do. I want to see what her title is gonna be and what she does, because that's gonna put heat on the NBA to keep showing love to the WNBA. Because even though with this new deal, new money, WNBA is still like a stepchild to the NBA. They not treating them right until they can get them motherfucking players as they're playing to go to the games. It ain't gonna matter. Damn the fact that they retired. Yeah, Kobe went, but he was retired. They need to
Hey,
go as their current players.
real quick, you were talking about the disparity between the NBA and the WNBA. What was that
Yeah.
story you were telling me about the
Oh,
money?
okay. So I listen to a podcast called Knuckleheads, and they always ask, when you got the bag, I mean, if people don't know, bag means paid money, this, that, and third. When you got that, what did you do? They asked Nick Van Exel. Nick Van Exel ain't played since like 2000. He was a rookie in late 80s, early 90s, I want to say. They was like, Nick, you got that bag, what did you do? Oh, excuse me. Nick goes, I spent $250,000 on a Rolex. That's 250, comma, 3 more zeros. 250,000 on a Rolex. This is back in the 90s on a Rolex. That's took my house bought twice and some change left over to add on to it. That Rolex cost so much. So the following week, last week, that's number 1 draft pick, Ajaya Wilson. She got drafted by, ironically, the Vegas WNBA team. And they asked her, when you got that bag, what did you do? Now, mind the other dude was trying to stop him asking that question, like she ain't got paid yet. He was like, no, she number 1 pick. She in Vegas. She done got that bag. She goes, oh, when I got that bag, I got a new iPad and a MacBook. So we talking 250,000 in the 90s and about 1,600 in the Dubs in the Harriet Tubman age. That you got to do better. Even right now, still the NBA is not small like the NFL to have a set structure of what you get paid for, where you get drafted. Lottery picks still get an enormous amount of money, when after the lottery pick, everything's kind of more structured. NBA got to work on that because you got to at least be giving these girls at least a meal or two. Because there's no way somebody back in the 90s should be surpassing somebody in 2020. That makes no sense at all. So she got a brand new tablet and Chromebook, MacBook or whatever, and his Rolly. That's silly.
See, and that makes it even worse now that you said it, because you said she was the #1 draft pick.
Yep.
I don't think Nick Van Exel was top 10.
He was second round.
Whoa.
Yeah, I left that. I
Ooh.
was waiting on you to ask that. Yeah, I saved
Ooh.
that nugget. He was second round pick. He was like first pick, second round. And
Man.
when he got his bag, his, say his second contract, and he got a nice little bonus. Then so second round player usually on a 2-3 year deal. So his third year in the league, more than likely, is when he got broke off and spent 250 on a Rolex. While her first year in the league, she getting Apple products. Yeah, she might have bought a bag of apples at the same time. Just complete the set.
Man, so basically, because I got this nice new iPad here, and I'm coming at you on my computer. I feel like a WNBA player right now.
Well, you got bitch tendencies being a Raiders fan, so you might as well,
You know what? I should edit
I'm
this
trying to
shit out.
support you.
I should edit this shit out, but you know what? I'm not going to, because what I'm gonna
Because
do,
people agree with me.
you better hope that them Chiefs repeat or something in that general area, because if they don't, this will be on the end of the year show. Them end of the year snippets.
Oh, I
It,
look
it, it
forward
it's
to it.
it's coming back at you, and
I'll
it's coming.
defend all that shit.
Let me
I had
let me
Corona.
let me channel my inner Whoopi Goldberg. Until you do right by me.
Hey, Ted Danson doing fine.
Oh,
You
all
need to
right.
be saying that to Ellen.
Damn, I forgot about her. She in some trouble. Shit's not going well in Ellen land.
No. I refuse to believe that she's that mean. I just think people don't like the fact that they don't have access to her like they feel they should.
Well, we talked about it the other couple shows ago. It's the Steve Harvey syndrome. She
Yeah.
probably was too nice and had to shut that shit down.
And although I was watching something there, like rumor has it, she's never nice. She's always mean to people, offset. I'm just like, it takes too much energy to pull that off. I find that hard to believe. But people go put out there what they want to put out there. Here's my thing that I'm right now. I'm watching the jump on ESPN, I think it is, and this is irritating because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Carmelo Anthony fan.
Nobody perfect. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. So, good one. So, Carmelo, the Knicks pretty much bent them over, did them raw. And then Houston on their analytics, they did them wrong, cut them. Oklahoma, the same thing. They got too many brainiacs and less players thinking that every so seconds you should be doing this, that, and the third, which I don't know how them analytics work when James Harden is 10 for 40. How does that shit work? Like as long as certain players can get a pass on it. So, Melo's in Portland. They in the bubble. And Melo's been killing it. He's been killing it since he signed with Portland. Been slimmed down, looking like the Melo when he first came to the Knicks. He dropped about 20, 30 pounds. And so 2 out of 3 games, they went to him for the game winner, nothing but the bottoms. Not Dame Lillard, not the other guy, which I always forget his fucking name, but they went to Melo and he's bucket. Every time I watched him, bucket. Last night he had 20 and 10. He's done that consistently for 3 games. I think for the season he averaged like 18 and 10. Buckets, rebounds. He's doing what they asked him to do with no hesitation. That's where they got him started. So Dame Lillard makes the comment of, why everybody acting surprised? This man's a Hall of Famer. We bought him here for a reason. What y'all acting shocked for? He a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is he or is he not a first ballot Hall of Famer? And what he's done, just take away the Oklahoma Houston, which was bullshit. You know, he wasn't there long enough. If you take that away and go from his Denver and New York career, is he or is he not a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I'm gonna say yeah.
And are you surprised with what he's doing now?
I'm gonna say no because he had it in him.
That's I'm just like, it kills me how some players, regardless of the sport, can get blackballed and you have no reason why. It's just they're not in the league anymore. And the way he's balling for Portland, they're probably going to give him another contract after this season
They should.
to where he'll get the send off that he was looking for.
And
That's brought last night. So now today on all the sports things, Carmelo's a Hall of Famer. Carmelo's a Hall of Famer. And I'm like, really, you dumbasses? Now he's a Hall of Famer? He's been one. Have you not seen his stats? It's like they forget what he's done. But then again, when you end up just like New York and you can't win, you know, you not going to the playoffs, but he's not management to put a team around him. I think the thing that gets Carmelo the bad rap is he's never been that player that turns down money. That time when LeBron and them didn't re-sign their deals, they want to move around, and he was like, Denver give me 2 years, 50 million. 50 million, 50 million. I'm gonna take 50 million. Can't be mad at him for that. Especially when the niggas from Baltimore. We've all seen The Wire. We've seen how Baltimore is. Yeah. I'd have took 2 years, 15 million coming from Baltimore. So it cracks me up how some of these players get treated. But I'm glad that he's balling and he's shutting up the crowd as far as these reporters that was acting like he was washed up and he wasn't ready to play a back seat. It's like in New York, can you really play a back seat if you're the guy? I can't name one New York player that got to stay there after his prime. Because they shipped Patrick out like he didn't get him 15 good years. Sent him to fucking Seattle, then he went to Orlando. So it's just like I can't name a player that they let right off into the sunset from the bench on their squad that was a great. Sprewell got shipped out. Larry never came back. Allen Houston never came back. So I'm just like, what can you do if you're in New York? That's one of those cities to where if you're on your high, they want you. When you're on their low, they get rid of you. I'm glad the NFL ain't like that in some regards.
no, because yeah, your team would have been one and done.
But unless you Cam Newton, you know that's the one that,
Ouch.
yeah, you know they,
Cam can't catch a break.
When you start dressing like the Mad Hatter, that's when they don't want to fuck with you.
Yeah, I swear. We got to work on Cam's being able to dress himself. Cam needs a girlfriend, somebody that can dress him every morning.
Well, he got a baby mama. He got several kids. You know, it's Cam in Wonderland.
Well, he needs her to step up and lay out his outfit every day and take away them damn goofy ass hats.
Like I said,
if he wants to wear a hat that bad, give him a ball cap. Be done with it. Or hell, he's in New England now. Wear a hoodie.
Yeah, he'll probably have a hat on the hoodie.
Damn.
Probably be a brim on it that just hang down.
Hey, I got one more thing before we head out because we were talking about this, and I was watching your favorite, and I've used that sarcastically, your favorite people on Fox Sports, Marcellus and Acho and that crew, and they had a very interesting question. I guess Matt Ryan was asked, which would he rather win? Which would he rather get, a Super Bowl win or be in the Hall of Fame? And he said he'd rather have the Super Bowl. And I forget which player it was, but they said, no, you're wrong. You need to go for the Hall of Fame.
Damn, so they tell him he don't stand a chance?
I look at it differently. And I believe it was two of them that said you should go for the Hall of Fame. And one of them said, no, the Super Bowl is what I want. And they were saying, you're being selfish if you want the Super Bowl. And the player was like, no, the Super Bowl is about the city. It's not just about me. And they said that you should want the Hall of Fame because that means that you are the best of the best. I understand the point. You have 2,500 people that can say they're Super Bowl champions. You've only got less than 700 people that say they're in the Hall of Fame. I get that. The Hall of Fame is an exclusive club. All day long, I'm going with Dan Marino over Nick Foles. And Nick Foles is the one with the Super Bowl ring. But if you ask me today, hey, Rick, if you could get in the league and you could play your ass off, would you rather be in the Hall of Fame or have the Super Bowl? I want the damn Super Bowl.
Okay, first, they didn't do the Hall of Fame this year, did they?
Don't remember if they did it or if it went
I
virtual.
mean, it got canceled, but I don't think they even I don't think there was even voting or anything because on my Facebook memory let me know that like this past week or whatever that last year's Hall of Fame or whatever. So I think there's no Hall of Fame inductees this year.
Okay.
Here's how I see it. They were taking shots at Matt Ryan indirectly.
Yeah, because keep in mind, all three of these guys, none of them have a Super Bowl ring, and none of them are in the Hall of Fame. I'll just leave
See,
that there.
yeah, well, that's a mute point. You don't even worry about that. The thing is, what they're telling him is your time in the league now and what you got left and your team, you're not going to the Super Bowl. So focus on stats so you can get into the Hall. That's what they told him point blank. They didn't indirectly tell him his team sucks and he didn't have time. They two-stepped around it. And they basically told him, focus on your stats, get into the Hall. That's it. They had no other. They wasn't saying it to be to just because they don't have a ring or whatever. They basically telling him, looking at what we see, you don't stand a chance to get a ring. So you might as well just focus on your numbers to get into the Hall. Because you also got to remember, when it's all said and done, even though he wasn't the coordinator offensively or defensively, he still has to own that 28-3 comeback.
Damn.
He has to own that and live with
Yeah.
that. Because remember, the ultimate petty move of all time was Robert Kraft putting 283 diamonds in that ring.
That was petty, but funny.
I was so proud of that. That I almost wanted to shed a tear. I realized it was New England.
Yeah.
Any other team, I'd have shed a tear for that petty ass move. But Matt Ryan has to own that. And let's be honest, has he done anything to make you forget about it?
No.
Has he done anything before that ever happened to make you think it couldn't happen? Matt
No.
Ryan's never came into a game and Brett Favre did, Aaron Rodgers to where he took over. He's never came into a game to where he took over or he made a dramatic comeback. Now, they want to talk about somebody being a game manager. That's Matt Ryan. And only thing he benefits from, he got Julio so he can go deep. If you take Julio away from Matt Ryan, you got Trent Dilfer.
Who, by the way, won a Super Bowl.
Because of Ray Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, look at the reverse. Not even Matt Ryan. Look at somebody like Phillip Rivers. He could have retired if he wanted to. He might even make it to the Hall of Fame one day. But he's still trying to get that Super Bowl ring.
Phillip Rivers is going to be first ballot. He got the numbers. What he did for San Diego, he made you forget about Dan Fouts. Phillip Rivers number first ballot. He first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but he still wants that Super Bowl ring. He feels like
Yeah, I
he can
mean,
get it. He's not
and
gonna.
also he got 10 kids. He's still playing for college. You need to be playing for vasectomy.
Oh man. So
He need Corona.
I already answered the question. You answer. If you had the shot right now and they said, Kev, we giving you 1 year in the league, which one are you focusing on?
As far as Hall of Fame or Super Bowl ring,
Yeah.
you go into the league thinking Super Bowl. If you go into the league thinking Hall of Fame, you're going to fizzle out quick. You play to win a Super Bowl.
I will say
You got-
this. Marcellus made a very good point. We've all
I
been
doubt it, but
kids.
go ahead.
We've all been kids.
Uh-huh.
We've all went there and we played in the street, playing football, whatever, and we've all dreamed of it. We've all dreamed of being on that stage, winning the Super Bowl championship, holding up the trophy. Have you ever, as a 12-year-old kid, sat there and thought, oh, I can't wait to wear that yellow jacket?
When you're 12, no, because you don't know about it unless you have an elder that teaches you about it. But the thing is, the one who told him shoot for the Hall of Fame, he looked at Matt Ryan. He's been in the league about 12 years. 9 out of 10, you're not going to get in. You're not going to get a ring starting unless you're a backup somewhere. Ask David Carr. He got a ring with the Giants being a backup. So it's one of the things to where whoever said that they looking at the time left. Marcellus and them is selling pipe dreams. Keep playing for a ring. They know he ain't getting no ring. That's like me looking at Marcellus right now and being like, hey, you can make a comeback. The Chargers need you. They need that dude. You need to try that comeback. Man, sit your ass down. Nah, I mean, they both was fucked up, and I feel bad for Matt Ryan because he basically got shitted on from both angles. One's laughing and telling him he still got a chance, and the other one's telling him, man, you ain't got a chance in hell. So like he caught it from both ends. He gonna be outside pissing on both their cars, putting sugar in the tank or whatever. Oh no, he appeared by Zoom, so he ain't gonna do nothing but cry at home. He'll go get some wings with Lou.
Damn, you brought up Lou again.
Now they was talking about it this week. I'm like, why are they still talking about it? It was some wings. It was like some good motherfucking wings, but it was nothing more than some fucking wings. Let that shit go.
Hey. Well, anyway, that's all I got this week. You got anything else you want to go out with?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Well, like I said, popcorn order is in. I will tell all y'all about it as soon as it does get here. And I appreciate everybody listening to us today. Be sure and check us out on YouTube. Check out the podcast on your favorite podcast feed. If you are on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe. It helps the channel. I need it. You know, we want to blow up. We want to blow up. And as always, stay positive, stay blessed. I'll see y'all next week. Kev, take us home.
I don't know what like that. We want to blow up. We want to blow up. But I
Not
let that
like
ride.
Beirut. Not like
Yeah, I
Beirut.
mean
We
that's
want
just
to grow. We want to
Have you not
grow.
have you not seen what's been happening on the news lately? Oh, these
Kevin,
damn Raider
Kevin,
fans! I tell you,
Kevin, we're black.
it's hard to work with Raider fans.
We're
People,
black.
see, I don't like how he's saying black. I feel like he's racially profiling. I mean, I got to drive somewhere later. I'm here. You're black. I'm here. I hate my gums because they black. You know, I can't do all that. This is what I'll say. I usually say holler at your boy, but don't yell. I still love that. But I will say I've learned recently, there's nothing wrong with taking baby steps when you're starting over. So when you're starting over in life, do it like your kid did back in the day. Take it a half step at a time. Don't run. Make sure you know what you're doing before you fall off in something you weren't trying to fall off into. Now I'll say, holler at your boy, but don't yell.
Well said, player. That's all we got.
Ah,
Y'all take care.
we out.